Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Hey, welcome to the Double R Show. Double R here along with Paul, and congratulations go out to a number of people that received awards this past week, Paul.
Indeed, yeah. The Cultural Center, we had the Community Days, and you were saying it's not quite a banquet now. It's a new event. It was a new event. It was really great, well-attended there at the Cultural Center.
Well-attended, you could say, have a great hot dog for $5, or you didn't have to have anything at all.
Yeah.
Of course, after having a hot dog there and having a hot dog the night before down on the beach, compliments Northwest Natural. The only thing I was missing was a baseball game.
Okay, right. Yeah, and we had Patrick Alexander hosting that event there at the Cultural Center. Did a great job.
So. Yes, he did.
Thanks
and
to him.
Congratulations go to the unsung hero, Elizabeth Riaz, the innovator of the year, Marie Alusa, the leader of the year, Mitch Parsons, and the rising star, two rising stars, Hazel Fiedler and Tessa Sandquist. And let's see, the volunteer of the year went to Joan Prinz. And what Joan has accomplished this past year is just second to none. I mean, I'm going to guess somewhere in the neighborhood of about $70,000 she raised for the Cultural Center through the Kiwanis Club alone. So that's remarkable.
Yeah, and she's with the group that's raising money for the parks, too. So
Correct.
One of her other volunteer roles.
Also a member of the Kiwanis Club and the Lincoln City Rotary Club. So, Joan, thanks for all that you do. Our guests coming up this week on the program, Duncan Reid is going to be here from Camp Westwind. Bryan Nichols from the ZuhG Surf Shop, and Dr. Leslie Ogden will join us as well. That's all and more coming up right after this.
Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City does in fact have what you'll want to read. I'm Diana Portwood, and if we happen to be out of a particular bestseller, in a day or two we'll have it back in the store waiting for you. Bob's Beach Books, so you can join the conversation.
Celebrate Earth Day. Celebrate Earth Day with Camp Westwind. With me is Duncan Reid, and Camp Westwind is a marvelous entity in, is it Lincoln County or Tillamook County?
Yeah, right on the edge of Lincoln County. We look just north to Tillamook County, but we're 529 acres of beautiful coastal forest, and we run outdoor education programs there for youth and other groups.
Camp Westwind is actually owned and operated by who?
So the Westwind Stewardship Group,
Okay.
We're a nonprofit. In 2006, we took the property over from the YWCA, who ran the camp as a summer camp for many years since the 1930s.
So for Earth Day up at Camp Westwind, we're going to do what?
Yeah, we're there to celebrate. You know, we're opening up our doors to our neighbors and to folks coming in from all over, from Portland. We're also celebrating the 50-year anniversary of the CHESRA, the Cascade Head Scenic Research Act. And that's a kind of a overlay that keeps that area protected. We can talk about that. It's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, it's really an open house. It's lunch. We've got a bunch of our conservation partners that are there talking about some of the work we're doing and some of the work they're doing out in the community. And really a time to just get people there to hike our trails and celebrate the day.
How do I get there?
Yeah, good question. There's a couple ways to get there. We're bringing people across the river from Knight Park, just across the Salmon River to our north. And we're also bringing people across through our road. So we've got an access road that will bring some people in that way.
And who can go?
Anybody. Everybody's welcome. We prefer if you register ahead of time on our website. It's westwind.org. That gives us an idea of how many mouths are coming to feed and, you know, how many people we can expect coming across the river, that kind of thing. But yeah, anybody's welcome. We encourage especially local folks to come out and see the place for the day.
And what will I see?
You'll see a beautiful, coastal forest ecosystem. You'll see, Sitka spruce forest with beautiful views of the ocean. We're right there on the ocean. We've got the Salmon River to our north, so we've got some river views right there. And we've got about 8 miles of trail system. So we just put in the Raindrop to Sea Trail as well, an educational trail that features different parts of the watershed and just kind of takes people all the way from the top where the water comes in through the clouds all the way down through the lakes and the rivers and all the way to the sea.
Now, that was a collaborative effort with another organization, right?
Yeah. The Biosphere Collective, our local kind of UN biosphere representatives. Yeah, we've been working with them hand in hand to get this trail up and running. And Trail Keepers of Oregon, they've been doing the actual legwork to get the trail out off the ground. Well, I guess on the ground.
On the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people can discover the ground, probably.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So that trail, we're kind of doing an opening for that trail during the weekend as well.
Is Camp Westwind utilized by any other organizations?
Yeah, so we have a really strong partnership with Outdoor School. So that's a different organization from Camp Westwind. We partner with them in the spring and the fall to run outdoor education programs throughout the week. And then we partner with all sorts of different other groups to rent out the camp throughout the year. So, we've got a lot of people on that list.
And all these groups come from where?
Mostly Portland, Salem, surrounding areas. Not too much farther than that, but yeah, within 2-hour, 3-hour drive from the coast usually. Mm-hmm.
I am embarrassed to say that I have never been to Camp Westwind.
Well, you should come
lived
out.
here 50 years.
Yeah.
Haven't been, but I will. I've got to see it.
You got to come out. It's a beautiful place. I know, your son's been out there. Paul's been out there many times for different reasons. But when you get out to the lodge, our main lodge, you kind of hike in or you drive in and you kind of finally get there and you wrap around the lodge and you see the ocean for the first time on the property. It's quite astounding.
What other kind of facilities do you have out there?
Got our main lodge, so our Wilson Lodge. That's where our dining hall is, and that's where kind of the main hub of camp is. Our bathroom facility, of course, so the essentials for humans, right? You need to feed them and
Yes.
What happens after. And then we've got about 24 camper cabins of various types where we sleep up to 150 people during the summer when we get to our max capacity.
150 people?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. With all of our campers in the summer, we actually have platform tents that get us up to that number. But that's kind of, in the summer, we're operating right around that number.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's a full camp. It's busy. It's exciting, and a lot of youthful energy around that place, especially in the summertime.
Now, you've been out there a year and a half?
Yeah, just 2 years as of yesterday, April
Okay.
1st. No fooling. 2 years. But I'm a lifelong Westwinder. I grew up coming to Westwind. The first time my parents brought me there, I was 4 months old, and came with a rental group. We came for Labor Day weekend, and I've been coming with that same group every single Labor Day weekend of my life. So it's a couple of decades now. I'm into my fourth decade to say that's been quite a while. So
Let's wrap it up by recapping again, Duncan. The activities are going to take place on Earth Day, April 20.
Oh, yes, that's exactly right. Saturday, April 20, 10 o'clock start. We're going to 10 to 3, that lunchtime time slot. We're hoping to get people across the river, get some food in them, maybe have some time for walking around, talking to some of our partners, maybe a little hike on the trail, and then back across the river and get on to whatever else you're doing
So
that day.
you got a launch, you have boats. What's going to get me across the river? I'm not going to swim across.
Well, I guess you could, but for those less adventurous, we'll have some ferries. We've got a ferry and a ferry captain who will be bringing about 20 people at a time across the river, and some people will come across our access road depending on what their needs are. So yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you out there, and we're hoping, to see a lot of Lincoln City folk too, because I know, and I'm going to be the first to say it. Sometimes when I talk to people in town, it's kind of this say, Westwind, I've heard about that place, but yeah, what is going on up there?
And I'm one of them.
Exactly. And so we're hoping to open the doors and welcome people in and say, come on over. We'd love to have you.
Open the doors, let the west wind in.
Hey, that's right. That's right.
We'll be back in a moment.
The concert you've been waiting for. Jen Blossoms.
Anywhere you go, I'll follow you.
Jen Blossoms. Live in concert. Saturday, April 27th at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. For more, visit jenblossoms.net. A night filled with back-to-back hits. Jen Blossoms. Saturday, April 27th at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Reserved seats on sale now at ChinookWinds.com. By phone at 1-888-MAIN-ACT or at the Chinook Winds box office. Jen Blossoms. Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Surf and Earth, Bryan Nichols, and we have a special event forthcoming in Lincoln City, and we're going to do what, Bryan?
We're going to gather the surf community and have a special event at the Cultural Center that's been running for a couple years now.
When you're talking about gathering the entire surf community, are we talking onesies, twosies, thousands? What are we talking?
This event usually draws about 100, maybe a little more throughout the couple hours that the event runs, so about 100.
So the event will be what? What's going to happen?
So the Surf and Earth event is on Earth Day weekend every year, and this year it's on Sunday, April 21st. And we have tons of different vendors. We have surf brands and surfboard shapers, people who make surfboards. So all their surfboards will be on display. You could buy them. You could talk to the shaper. And those are all Oregon shapers, so surfboards made in Oregon. So that's really cool. We'll also have photographers there, local photographers showcasing their work, different craft vendors like jewelry and, just like tons of art vendors, basically. We'll have live music there by Dylan Crawford. We'll have Squatch Sami food cart there, serving up some food for everybody. And we'll have surfing clips playing on a projector screen towards one end of the room that a local videographer put together for us.
Now, this is all tied in with Earth Day, correct?
Correct, yeah, exactly. Surf and Earth got its name because it's on Earth Day weekend.
When you look at the surfing ability or what happens with the surf community here, is it that good?
Yeah, it's funny. I get that question a lot owning the surf shop here. People come in all the time and they're like, people surf here? Are you sure? Isn't it cold, And of course, yeah. So we surf. Of course, we wear wetsuits year round. But yeah, the surf community is good and strong here. It's easy to just overlook it and not know that it exists. But if you're a part of it, you'll see that the surf community on the Oregon coast is actually pretty big and thriving with multiple shops, multiple surf competitions, and cool events like this. So, some days are great surfing. Some days are stormy and windy, as we've all seen. But when the surf is good, all the surfers are usually out there.
Have you been on an El Scout Reef?
I have not. I used to live in front of it for many, many years when I first moved here. I was lucky enough to watch it for many years, but I never surfed waves that big, no.
That is a monster, right?
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, 20 to 40 foot and even bigger. I tap out around 8 foot.
I can't hardly blame you for that. The surf weekend, tied with Earth Day, it's such a natural event.
Yeah, we try to think every year about how we could have vendors that cater to exactly that, Earth or Earth Day. So we have the Surf Rider Foundation as one of the vendors, and they're always there doing good things with our oceans. We have Lindsay Lumber this year, who's going to bring a bunch of rough cut lumber that they do from their mill and just show us different rough cut projects and ideas that you could buy from them. Some of the surfboard companies that are going to be there, the Surfboard Shaper, use sustainable materials. Ben Sobey, he makes most of his art on recycled wood. So yeah, we try to tie in Earth Day to it as much as we can.
Is there a charge to attend?
No, it's free.
Is there a fundraising aspect? I know when you guys first started, I think you were working to raise money for the high school surfing team.
Oh, yeah, that's right. On year one, that probably was. Yeah, every year we try to give the profits of the event to some kind of nonprofit organization. We've had different ones involved over the years who we've donated to. It's not really a profit-driven event, but what profit we do make, we do try to give back to the community. This year, we're giving the money to a fellow named Dale Wood, who's a big icon in the surf community here. He's going through pancreatic cancer. So we have a couple raffles where we're generating some money to, help him out. He's been a surf instructor in this community for a long time. He was a teacher down in Newport, and everybody seems to know him in the surf community. So this year we're raising some money for him.
One thing we have talked about where the event's going to take place.
Yeah, it's at the Cultural Center right here in Lincoln City. It starts at 1 o'clock.
Again, the event is on April 21st, Earth Day, 1 o'clock at the Lincoln City Cultural Center. Anybody can attend, and there is something for anybody, even if you're not a surfer.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you're not a surfer, still come by. There's lots of local artists and crafts. There's jewelry, there's photography. Salt Cafe will be there. There's a local company called Jumi Lumi Candles. So yeah, there's art, there's crafts, there's music, there's food. It's for everybody.
Might even be able to buy a T-shirt.
Yeah. Buy one from my booth. I'll have some discounted T-shirts there. There'll be every single vendor will have their craft for sale. So bring some funds and support a local artist.
It is good stuff. And again, it is Earth Day weekend. Can't stress that enough, because without a good clean environment, surfing isn't what it should be, right?
Yeah, we do our best to have lots of beach cleanups, usually with the Surfrider Foundation. We partner with them, and we want our beaches to be nice and clean, and we want the waters that we surf in to be clean as well.
You get to surf a lot?
Yeah, as much as I can. Whenever the waves are good, we're out there.
Close up shop and head to the beach, right?
Yes, it says on the front door that the hours may change if the waves are good.
Can't hardly blame you for that. Again, 1 o'clock, Lincoln City Cultural Center. It is Surf and Earth, produced by ZuhG Life Surf Shop here in the Nelscott Strip. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much. Hope to see everybody there.
Hello, this is Paul Robertson with Robertson Environmental, and as a proud Taft High graduate and Oregon Coast Community College Shark, I'm encouraging all listeners of the Double R Show to vote yes on the upcoming college bond measure. Join me in supporting vocational training at our local community college. Again, vote yes for Oregon Coast Community College.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
The best compliment we hear is the food was great and the service was fun. Adina Zeller here. I am proud of our family traditions in serving food, family style, and doing it with a smile. Enjoy dining out at Zeller's, Lincoln City, and Rose Lodge.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, "The service was friendly and efficient." Another writes, "La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food."
As we continue with our podcast, our next guest is Dr. Leslie Ogden, CEO, Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital and Pacific Community Hospital in Newport. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is an interesting time for you at Samaritan North Lincoln and Pacific Communities Hospital, because you've got a lot of things going on.
We never have a time when we're not working on something.
Something new, something different. Pharmacy is the one that I wanted to get to right off the top of the program. You are making a pharmacy at Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital? Or have?
Yes, absolutely. As we saw Bi-Mart Pharmacy close, and then as we got into the pandemic and saw our local pharmacy struggle a bit with trying to figure out their staffing and all of the needs of people throughout the pandemic. We saw additional needs for vaccines. You know, as I said before, you have one less pharmacy in town. How are the others going to pick all of this up? And then workforce issues that we struggle with all across healthcare hit us particularly hard, I think, in the Lincoln City area. So it became really top of our list of care issues. If we are truly wanting to make a difference in patients' lives in this area, that is one of the number one things that we can do to influence good health care.
But it's still not an easy task. I mean, there is a lot that goes into this.
Absolutely. And our first thing was to dream the dream, right? And then the second part of it is to find the expertise to actually execute on that. And I'm very lucky that I had recently come into knowing our
new outpatient pharmacy director for the system, and she coincidentally came from Bi-Mart, right? When Bi-Mart shut down a bunch of their different pharmacies, we were smart enough to snap up that talent, and with her expertise over the existing Samaritan outpatient pharmacies that are located in Corvallis and Albany and Lebanon, we asked her, can you do the same thing for us in Lincoln City? And she said, well, I just so happened to have been studying your situation. I knew exactly what was happening as Bi-Mart shut down, and as we've seen things not be ideal in the pharmacy world in Lincoln City. And she says, yes, let's sit down and talk about how to make that a reality.
So I will be able to now go to the hospital, see my doctor, and get my prescription in one fell swoop.
In one fell swoop. Now, we can't put it all under the same roof because we do have a space issue there.
There is that.
There is that.
So whereabouts am I going to go?
Yeah, so the administrative building that also has our physical therapy and other therapies on the corner of Northeast 28th and West Devils Lake, that is going to be the new home for the community pharmacy, and it is going to face the hospital. So if you're pulling into the parking lot of the hospital, just turn directly around and look back the other way, and you're going to be framed in by the hospital on the east end of the parking lot, and then we'll see that pharmacy be built in on the west end of that parking lot, actually on the east end of the building.
And the hours of operations will be what, Dr. Ogden?
We anticipate sort of normal pharmacy type hours. We're going to have a drive-through pharmacy, so we'll be building that in.
I'm old. I love it.
Everybody wants convenience, and we're going to provide that. We'll also have a walk-in portion so that you can go in and sit and talk with a pharmacist if you needed to actually get things like vaccinations or other types of things that we'll be providing, because this is going to be a full-service pharmacy from stem to stern. And our auxiliary has gotten in on it, and they have conveniently placed a gift shop.
What a surprise.
That's going to be right adjacent there, so that if you have some, while you're waiting on a prescription to be filled or things, you can also have some retail shopping that will be right there for you as well.
Speaking of retail shopping, will there be the bottles of aspirin and Band-Aids and all of these type of things that you would traditionally buy at the pharmacy as well?
Correct. Maybe not the same extent, because, again, we're not going to have quite the retail aspect that you see, say, in a Walgreens or a Rite Aid or a Safeway, but we're going to get pretty darn close. And our specialty, though, is going to be understanding the patient. And what I mean by that is we will have access to the patient's full medical record. And that is something that a commercial pharmacy doesn't necessarily have. They just have your prescription that a doctor, or other advanced practice professional sends over. So in that way, our pharmacist will be able to advise patients in ways that maybe you've never had done before. Maybe you've never had that level of service. And that is very much the level of service that we want to give.
Wow. Look forward to it. And you will be able to take a prescription you receive from a doctor if you've been, say, to OHSU. So it's out of system, if you
Correct.
will. Can I bring that to Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital as well?
Right.
Okay.
You can. Will be set up to take paper prescriptions, or much more likely they will actually be electronic prescriptions.
Sure.
Right. That will it will be a Samaritan North Lincoln outpatient community pharmacy that people can just pick off a list, and it will fly through the ether and come to us.
And I love the name community. Community speaks volumes.
That's our goal.
Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital and Pacific Communities Hospital. Dr. Leslie Ogden is here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service. If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries. As we close out this edition of the Double R Show, our special thanks go to Kathleen Parks-Roth, who came up with the first name of the person we interviewed to tie in with the historical perspective of Lincoln City.
Yeah, we're going to have a guest coming on here shortly in the upcoming podcast. And so thank you, Kathleen. And as a gift or as in representation of that offering, we're going to give you a
gift certificate to Chinook Woods Casino Resort. It's worth $30. You can use it in the buffet. You can use it in the Rogue River Room. Wherever you like to dine at Chinook Winds, there it is. It's all yours and our thanks. And again, we remind people, if you have an idea for the program, please send it to us, email it to us, give us a call, stop us on the street, give us those that feedback. We are always looking for that, and we'll pay you handsomely, maybe, for that as well.
Put you in the queue for...
Put you in the queue.
Yeah.
I'd like to remind everybody that we've got some work going on Highway 101 Otter Crest area. Expect a lot of noise, delays, and occasional lane closures. It is interesting, that bridge was built in 1927, and it is the historic Rocky Creek Bridge, or the Ben Jones Bridge, and again, built in 1927. That's a lot of history in itself.
Yeah, is that a McCullough Bridge?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've got some activities upcoming long past Community Days. We've got a Coastal Classic Golf Tournament. This is sponsored by the Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation. It's going to be, again, at Chinook Winds Casino Resort Golf Course. World War I, or II, rather, Watchtower dedication ceremony is going to take place on Saturday, May 25. And this is to honor all of the armed services. It will be done at the Taft Cemetery. And let's see, we also have some good times are going to be rolling in music. A Sluts Bay Music Festival. Let the good times roll. Action-packed evening with a New Orleans theme. And this is a spring fundraiser, Saturday, May 4th at the Lincoln City Cultural Center. Buy your tickets. Tickets are $125. And I think, unless you've got something else from your side of the table,
I think we're clear.
That'll do it to the doings. We remind you to like, share, and of course, send us an email about ideas that you have that'll only make the Double R Show even better. For all of your friends and neighbors around the world across the street, have a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grahn.